All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome, and to everybody in the future, thank you for watching. Uh, yeah, one of these days I got to get one of those. Figure out how real content creators like do that little countdown or whatever. Uh, anyways, so oh wait, I don't have I don't have my controller hooked up. Let's hope it works. It does. All right. So I got my coffee. Coffee's ready. Black Rifle coffee, by the way. Just black. It's the best. All right. So let's see. Oh. The controller died. The controller is failing. Yes, my controller has ceased to work. All right. Well, luckily, I believe I have a second one. Back up. We'll just throw that other one away. See. All right, here we go. Backup works. Good job, backup. All right, so we're gonna be heading towards like Volcano Manor today. Well, I was heading to Volcano Manor, and then I got sidetracked, as you know, one does when they traverse the lands between. Because Elden Earth is this full of mysteries and wonderment. All right, so what set me off on a squirrel chase, right, was I was up here looking. Oh, hold on, let's see. Let me make it morning because it was very significant. I not significant. It was very interesting. I'll say that. If it was morning time and I was up here and I was on my way up there, and I decided to stop and look. It was over here, this rock. At the morning sun, the sunrise. We'll wait for it, because when it hit me at this point here, it kind of reminded me. It was very reminiscent of the eye in Night Rain. I forget what. I think it was the dragon boss Caligo. When you're fighting that boss, and there's the eye in the background. Maybe it was the Everdark version, or maybe it's the regular version. I honestly I don't remember. But the sun was shining through the clouds here. Like it was like a perfect. It was a perfect shine through the clouds, and this is what threw me off. Right, it didn't throw me off. It sent me on this rabbit hole. It looked like the eye from Caligo's fight in Night Rain, and I wanted to catch a screenshot of it, but I missed it because I couldn't. I started fumbling around, and now I've come back here several times just to see if that pattern of that eye would come up again. Now it wasn't like well defined like it is in Night Rain. It was you definitely had to interpret it that way, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. It was morning time. I've set the game to morning, and we'll see if what happens. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it'll do it again. I'm not sure how the weather pattern is in Elden Ring. How they do it. How they do their skybox. Maybe their clouds are pretty random. But there it goes. You can start seeing the sun through the clouds right here. Let's see if that a real good gap will come out, and that eye will once again shine through it. Oh, look, a fog's coming in. That's not good. Let's see. Hopefully it'll. No, I don't think it's going to do it this time. But there was, man, I think I did get the screenshot though. I'll post it up on YouTube posting thing, whatever it is. Nope, it's, yeah, there it goes. It's gone. All right. All right. Well, back to the land of shadow. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, you know, we'll traverse the lands of shadow while because man, the land of shadow is really nice. It's a beautiful place. While we wait on somebody to summon us. I don't expect a lot of people to watch a normal a vanilla Elden Ring stream or any videos for the next few weeks because of Night Rain's DLC coming out, and I see that people are already playing it, and I'm curious how they're playing it, but unless they're in a part of the world where it already released, and I'm like, man, over here in Texas we still gotta wait. But I'm not sure how much time I want to commit to the DLC, because even though it is Elden Ring, the game style is not for me. This is not for me. It's yeah, okay, good. There's still players in the vanilla Elden Ring. Oh man, being summoned as a hunter. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have my HUD on. Oh, snap. Can we turn it on before I die? Oh, invaded. Oops. Well, that's good. Oh. Oh, okay. I got sidetracked with the stupid sun, and I forgot to tell you the reason I got sidetracked when I was trying to do something else. Man, it's just one sidetrack after another on this game. Shadow Militia. Giant Crab. Miranda Flower. You know, we'll come back to those ghostly headstones in just a minute. All right, so funny story. When it comes to this river, you know how it ends up here, and it goes through all the way to this point. This is the end of the river. In my first playthrough, I didn't take the natural course of the river where you're supposed to start. I guess you're supposed to start here and work your way up that way, and then work your way this way down into the Cerulean Coast. I don't know what happened. I got to the Cerulean Coast first, and I took this river backwards all the way up. And let me tell you, from this point here to here was probably the hardest platforming I've ever done. It was mind breaking. But it can be done if you want a good challenge. Some more of these. What are these? Ghost birds? Gravestone birds? Oops. All right, let's reset right here. And we'll talk to this guy. I was once told a coffin could convey its passengers upon oak to the velvet garden of deepest purple. Oh, to slumber in such a paradise. Oh, to slumber, blah. Oh, to slumber in such a blah blah. This is why I don't read scripts. Its passengers upon a gentle cruise. Okay. To the velvet garden of deepest purple. Oh, to slumber in such a paradise. So obviously he's talking about Saint Trina. So if this guy's a ghost, right? And we know... Wait, does he have horns? He's a horn scent. Definitely a horn scent. Oh, he's got a beard. It's weird. So the horn scent, did he learn about Saint Trina before or after his death? If it was before his death, that means Saint Trina was active before Mesmer's crusade? Is that what that means? Oh, hey, Calistro, how you doing? Welcome back. Calistro, let me ask you this question. Okay, so we have this horn scent guy. He's speaking about Saint Trina's slumber. I'm glad you're doing good. He's speaking about Saint Trina's slumber. So that tells me two things, right? Or what does it tell you, right? If a horn scent person is talking about Saint Trina, is it A, did he learn that before he died? Or B, in death, did he learn about Saint Trina? Because if A, that means Saint Trina was active before Mesmer's crusade, which would that put Mesmer's Crusade before, after, or well, after Millennium Mikla's birth. Yeah, Shadowlands. I mean, we would have to readjust the timeline if it was before the Crusade, right? Unless, like I've always suspected, that Saint Trina was something else before she got caught up in Mesmer or Mikla's grasp. Right? I was once told. Okay, so he was once told of a coffin. Told a coffin could, blah, to the velvet gardens of deepest purple, which is a metaphor for Saint Trina, right? To slumber in such a paradise. Saint Trina's sleeping, and the goddess of sleep and probably death. Or I don't want to say goddess, but patron saint. It is. And technically, he's not even close to her. I mean, well, if you zoom out in the grand scale of things, he might be close. What's up, Nick? Let's see. Yeah. What does sleeping with a noble do? I'm not sure. And why do you think when we talk about Saint Trina, we have to talk about or bring Fia into it? Is it because she's a deathbed companion? But we see people sleeping in the game. I mean, Garank is sleeping, and let's see. Who else is sleeping? I'm not sure. Oh, no death. Sleep is the closest alternative. Um, let's see. Yeah. Well, there's no natural death. So yes, if you were going to go to sleep, it would be the next alternative. Yeah. But Fia's deathbed companionship, I've always, from what I've understood, it was the practices and part of the religion of wherever she came from, right? That she would, you know, she would sleep with heroes and warriors and like that, and retain some of their essence to give a noble to resurrect them, right? And that practice seems to be before, like, seems to be, to me, it seems like it would be before the Rune of Death was taken away, before reincarnation was stopped from the Erd Tree. Because she can't, she's not the only deathbed companion that's ever existed. It seems to be a practice that's well known and was practiced. think there has to be more to these names. Tarnished. Well, eh, well, I agree. There has to be more to it. To like, I understand, Dung Eater and Fia and Goldmass, but does it mean? Does that mean that's because they're named in the beginning, right? Does that mean that they were prominent during the exile, or did they come to prominence afterwards? You know, in the Badlands, out in the rest of the world, where the Church of the Two Fingers was thriving. Okay, Kalish. See, that's I understand what you're saying. See, but so that makes me wonder: was Saint Trina someone else before she was reincarnated? Because I think she was something else or someone else before her younger self was, became prominent, right? Because here it says that the carving depicts Saint Trina, but in adult form, somewhat unnervingly, right? What if she was an adult at one time, reincarnated through the Erd Tree, or the Mimic takes her place and makes her appear young to match Mikla, and the real Saint Trina was, an actual woman. Little things about Fia driving. Yes. Line her out. Good. Mm. Oh, line up her hood too. Let me see if I'm Fia's hood. Let me see what you're talking about. What's that called? The deathbed companion stuff? That should be the light area, right? Fia's hood. Wait, are you talking about? Okay, so the hood. So does that mean that you believe that the hooded figure is America then? If you're connecting those two things there. Oh, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so you think? No, America doesn't add up to a lot of things. Well, what we're told are lies mainly, and I believe that we should take what we're told by characters and item descriptions with a grain of salt, because whoever the narrator is for item descriptions is also trying to manipulate you or the player into thinking of a narrative that they want you to follow. And I think the only true story, the only thing that we can truly believe with any certainty is what we can see with our own eyes slash the camera. Yeah. And I think the narrator, the omniscient narrator, is also probably the narrator in the beginning of the game and in the trailers. Wherever that is. Oh man, got me with the I tried. But I've often wondered who the narrator was. I've thought a few times I thought it was Morgoth, and then I thought it was Godfrey. But I have no idea who it is. It's got to be. It has to be a Tarnish. Only because from their narration, their point of view is in our home across the sea beyond the fog or something like that. They say at the beginning, right? So it's a Tarnish or a descendant of a Tarnish, maybe somebody who works for the Church of the Two Fingers, maybe. Yeah, so when I realized that, that's when I knew it couldn't be Morgoth and it couldn't be Godfrey. And the reason I think it's not Godfrey is because why would Godfrey like be like, hey, Godfrey Horlu, chieftain of the Badlands? Doesn't make any sense. That'd be like me saying Golden Inquisitor, leader of nobody, Oh, the Shadowlands. Do I think it was known as the Badlands before it was cast out? No, I don't think it was. And the only reason I don't think it was is because in the Weeping Peninsula you can see the ships that the Tarnish may have taken. Well, in my opinion, those are the ships. Oh, excuse me. Those are the ships that they were using to escape their persecution from the lands between. And plus, the anchor weapon also tells us that, or hints to that they were taking ships out of the land. So the Badlands is somewhere else. Far away, maybe. Let's use this weapon. Let's change this. To this. Okay. Now, when I first saw this, I thought this was going to be an amazing area. These things are, I don't know. They got the three fingers pattern, or the fingerprint You know, like we see on the three fingers and on their burns and everything. They also have remnants of gold in it. So I wonder if these things were all gold at one time. You see eggs. So did Mater like hatch from an egg, or what? At one point was she laying eggs instead of giving live birth? Let's go look at let's go look at the back of the ruins. Oh, hold on. Before we go to the back of the ruins to go look at that wall. Well, technically, there's three places. There's this place, the other one, and the one underneath the cathedral, Mater Manse or whatever it's called. Am I saying that right? Mater? Is it Mater? Oh, wow. I'll look it up in just a second. Mitra? Yeah, there's... Metter. Yeah, Metter. Yeah, there's one here, and one here. So there's three of them. Yeah, finger ruins of Emir. No, Meyer? Mir? I don't know. So this is another thing that confounds me. So these whoever these people are, whatever's buried inside of this thing, must have come from outside the lands between and died here. Right? I mean, I don't think the nameless mausoleums have their hands raised up. Definitely headless. Right? Headless. Definitely had gold on it. Oops. Gold. I guess that could be a fingerprint design reminiscent of fingerprints, or could it be, I don't know, something else? Still think the Bubble Boys are from here. The oracles, the ones that with the trumpets. I don't know this, and this seems to be like an actual corpse. All right, let's go look at that back wall. Xenogears back in like 97? I don't remember anything about it. I think that's like the only, I played it on PlayStation 1. Oh, they only have 3 fingers. They're not very smart. Or wait, 3 toes. I would say life was already here, and that I think whatever was happening out in space was coming here. I don't know if you know anything about like the Anunnaki, right? I'll get into a little bit of, I guess, conspiracy theory. So with the Anunnaki, if you ever watch the Y Files, they have some good. He has a good video every now and then about them. But the Anunnaki, apparently their planet was dying. They came to Earth and they found primitive apes or primitive man, and then they genetically slice them up or splice them to make them smarter. What if like the Alabaster Lords, Onyx Lords, the Newman, Mater, the Greater Will, or whatever, did that here, right? Because what was it? That interview where Miyazaki he had said that before the DLC came out that the Land of Shadow was he gave a hint. He said that the Land of Shadow was the place that America first set foot in the lands between. So if this was the first place that she set foot, A, did she set foot from a spacecraft? B, did she set foot from another land outside the lands between? You know what I mean? Was it from somewhere else entirely? But was it from somewhere else in Elden Earth, or was it from another planet or realm or dimension completely? So that's why I don't believe that she was a jar saint or anything like that because of what he said. So she already existed when she first set foot. And that's all I got for that. That's my entire reason that I don't believe that she was a jar saint, and that she may have escaped that that genocide was because of that statement. Well, I mean, that doesn't. Well, you can have ants. I mean, that doesn't mean that Newmans can come here and not get killed by animals or insects. I mean, Europeans came to the Americas and still got killed by jaguars and stuff, alligators, crocodiles. Well, I don't know. See, I tend to think that I don't, Mayo 1913. All right, so I thought about that also. That doesn't mean that she was born there, but when you're using descriptive language for somebody being born, you usually don't use the word set foot. You mean like open their eyes, first drew breath, stuff like that. Set foot says that they were walking around. Well, I mean, they could have ate all the Nox. Nox are descendant from the Newman. Let's see if there's a way. This wall also boggles me. Well, that's very two fingers. Oh, look. Okay, so if that's okay, I was about to say that's very two fingers reminiscent. But if you look where I put the W or the N, those look like mushrooms, don't they? And we see mushrooms at every ghost. There's mushrooms growing around the ghosts. Could that? I wonder. I wonder if that represents. Yeah, that's definitely mushroom looking. Or, oh, you know what that looks like too? This. Round and plump, like a darling infant. Ooh. I don't know, man. I'm sure there's a meaning to all this, and we don't know what we're looking at. Well, in Destiny, let's see if I just copy. Really? Destiny, like Destiny Bungie's Destiny the game? You see the Erdtree picture? So are you in the camp then that you believe the golden stuff around the Erdtree is a fungus? Or do you believe that the Erdtree itself is a parasite? Yeah. Oh, you like Destiny's lore too? You love it? I mean, where is that place? I'm looking for this place. Okay. I'll have to look it up on Wikipedia later, but no, I don't see anything. Hmm. You know what's strange is that we don't see any finger creepers like within the runes itself. They're always on the perimeter themes. I wonder if there's some hierarchy there. The lampreys are like the main denizens, and then like the pets or worker bees are the finger creepers. There's some mushrooms. The fingers help these runes. Oh, you know, oh man, I don't know, man. Oh, whoa, that's not what I meant to do. Stomp them. There we go. Why Mikla is in the egg. That is a good question. Uh, you, no, I don't. I don't think that's how that works. Uh, I think Moog was definitely trying to revive. I think Moog was more trying to revive Mikla because Mikla may have actually died in this egg. Because, okay, so what we know, right? It's got to be somebody important, right? It's got to be an Empyrean, one of America's children, because of the ring. And why is the ring significant? The ring is significant because I don't know. But there is a video out there, and I've seen it where somebody took their camera, they broke free their camera, and they looked inside there, and inside there is a grown old man type creature, man thing, and it has two arms, and we know Mikla got one arm chopped off by Onspot. So, but with that story, that makes me wonder: did the story of Onspot slashing or cutting off Mikla's limb, was that an afterthought of, and and this right here was the, I guess, the first design, a redesign, I guess, was Miklo current state that we see him in Shadow of the Erdtree was a redesign, and this was actually Miklo. And another thing that we have to notice is that if you take the slideshow in the beginning of the game when you start a new character, it shows Moog holding Mikla himself, and so that means that Mikla must have lived with Moog for a while. If he had charmed Moog, their forces were combined. Onspot and the Pureblood Knights were working alongside with Mikla's forces. And Mikla still has to remake the cocoon that he was pulled out of. Nexa, I don't know either, but you might be onto something. But the thing with a painting, right, is it a painting of? See, man, with that beginning slideshow, I don't know. I'm not sure where to put those paintings. If they're to take them as fact, as 50% fact, or just a representation of what happened, right? Hmm. Right. Okay. So, uh, Mayo, you're right. It does seem that you have to be within proximity. Yes. And Nick, the only reason I people would say it's bad because the the idea of losing like any type of free will is a bad thing, right? It's kind of like being brainwashed. So he kind of brainwashes you instantly. And sure, you could be brainwashed, or if well, brainwash is when something when you is used negatively, right? But if you brainwash to do something positive, then you're just, you're building habits, right? Hey, pharaohs. Cats are evil. But in my personal belief, I don't believe that's Mikla. Because when we see, yeah, I don't think that's Mikla. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm 51% thinking that's not Mikla. Because if that is him, right, then how is he discarding actual pieces of his body in the Shadowlands that the blood virgins, is it virgins? How you say it? Are feeding off the blood. Is it spiritual blood that they're feeding off? Is he the spirit form the entire time he's in the land of shadows? And I would say no, because when we see him come back from the gates of divinity, we both see his spirit and a fleshy body that's still missing the limb that Ansbach cut off. Oh, I don't know how to read sometimes. What is that? Is it a crafting thing? Hold on. I'm sure there's one somewhere. Right. Exactly. And that's if you believe that's his body, which like I said, I'm 51% thinking no. He may have sacrificed another sibling that we don't know about. Virgin? Well, these are St. Trina's, but still, you get what I mean. Right, and yeah, we have to. You're right, Nick. Hold on, let me show you something that we were discussing earlier. Calistro was discussing with me. No, see, okay, Nexus. What I would say that what Moog was doing was trying to wake up Mikla. So imagine that Mikla's alive. He's doing things. He's charmed Moog. He's telling people what to do, how to do things, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna make myself into a cocoon, and I will reawaken when the transformation's done." Okay, this is how it might play out. Time goes on. We don't know how long he was in that form, in that cocoon, right? But imagine that it went on so long that Moog was like tired of waiting and decided, okay, let me manifest or transform myself into the blood and help Mikla, change or revive faster. So that's what he was doing, in my opinion. To me, that's what it seems like. He was being Mikla's blood to help him wake up faster, because Mikla never woke up. You're right, Mayo. It makes you wonder. Yeah. He's in a coma. It could be. Okay, so can you become an Empyrean? Sure. I think you can. I think Empyrean is just a label. If you're picked by the two fingers to become a vessel, I think they give you the title Empyrean. James. All right. Or since y'all are here, let me ask y'all this. Get your opinion too. Hey, Wonk. Hey, no worries, man. I got bad English too. Well, I don't think Moog. To your question, or maybe it's a question. Well, to your statement, Nexus, I don't think Moog knew what was going on. It was it's kind of one of those things like never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Melania, or not Melania, Melania, probably knew more about what was going on, and Moog just didn't know anything. Why? What's your theory? Give me a quick recap. Oh, do you think they're the same person? Did you say that the other day? I think you said that the other day, or was that somebody else? That Bale is Moog, or something. Why does? Okay, because why? Well, he doesn't want Radon's body, right? He wants Radon himself. Because if he wanted his body, he could have got his body at any time. But Radon, his actual, I guess you could say his spirit was trapped in that zombie form. He needed somebody to kill him. And then now that his brother's free, right? His spirit's out there in the live stream, I guess. Well, his brother's body, his brother needs a body, so why not use the next best thing? The next compatible thing would be Moog, because they are half siblings, perhaps. Exactly, Mayo. So Nick, your theory is that Moog is actually Bale, huh? That's an interesting concept. I wonder how you make that connection. Is it just because of the horns? Well, I don't know. Well, well, I would say that Bale's horns are that way because he's closer to the Crucible. If he's the first of the Drakes, right? So if the dragons were living sometime around the Crucible, they came to the planet. I forget. I think it's Firo said that they might have been on a meteor. I forget who said it. Anyways, if the dragons came and they came in contact with the Crucible, right? The Crucible can transform you and add horns to you. The dragon's offsprings turn into Bale's the first one of that mutation, right? Mutated by the Crucible. And then that mutation, continued on with his bloodline. The Crucible just disappears wherever it goes. And so now dragons they don't look as like Bale so much because now they're separated by time and blood from the Crucible. Oh, what Moog represents is opposition from within the Golden Order, like Bell within the Dragons. I mean, there's parallels there. Jack's theory that I think, if I remember correctly, right, is because that he also thinks that Bell is a mimic, also, right, a silver tier. Then I'm not remembering it correctly, but yeah, but I think I've heard of him. I've heard of him saying something like that along those lines. Who? Oh my God! Wasn't that a meme? Wasn't that a meme on Reddit a couple years ago or a year ago? That somebody had posted a theory that Bale was actually a goat. That a goat ate the heart of Bale when Bale first died, or one of the times he died, and the goat transformed into Bale eventually. Well, James, I assume that you're talking about Bale, right? Oh, you're still talking about Bale and Moog, right? But the thing is, what we don't know about Bale is the reason why he rebelled against the ancient dragons. We don't know for sure. It could have been anything. Sure, it might have been, you know, to usurp the throne or whatever. But it could also have been to free the land or his species from persecution, or the world from alien influence. The goats are super aggressive. They are. No, Jack has a lot of good theories. Yeah. I watch his videos every time they come out. So ready to go. Oh man, I got sidetracked. Hold on. Let me get your ID on this guy. I got sidetracked. Sorry. Okay, so let me show you what this guy says, and then I want to see what your take is on this, right? All right, so this guy talks about the coffin, passengers upon a gentle cruise or whatever, to the velvet gardens of deepest purple, to slumber in, to slumber in such a paradise, right? Okay, so this guy's a horn scent, definitely horns, got a beard. All right, so we know he's talking about Saint Trina. What? But how did he know about Saint Trina? That's what I want to know. If Saint Trina has never been to the Shadowlands, did he learn about her before he died, or after death? That's what makes me wonder. If he learned about her before he died, that means Saint Trina was around before Mesmer's crusade. And if she was around and she was a different person, an adult, an actual saint, before she became locked into Mikla's youth, right? Because right here, this torch depicts an adult form, somewhat unnervingly, of Saint Trina. Could Saint Trina have been around and somebody significant before her death and rebirth through the Erd Tree, and then being attached to or in a relationship with Mikla? Or did he die? Mikla's running around with Saint Trina, and then they meet him. Pharaohs, he could have been just a violent dinosaur in dreams. Hey, Joy Toy, nice to see you again. And also one more thing on that Saint Trina thing, because of this torch, that's why I don't think Saint Trina was technically a, attached to Mikla like we assume he was. They were like a Radagon America thing. If you think they were together. Oh look, this torch has the Nordic runes on there. Dang, only if I could read them. I'm saying that Saint Trina either rebirth or something, and then got into a relationship with Mikla, or became his disciple, or she was charmed by Mikla or something. Somehow they were attached. But I don't think they were two people, one body, as a lot of people tend to think. Really? Mayo, really? That where? Oh, I'm gonna have to go look now. I'm gonna have to go look now. I detour coming up. Wait, where am I going? Where is this place? Yeah, it's north, right? Yeah. Right after the main gate in the first floor. Okay. I'm heading that way. I wonder if Boss is going to show up. I want to talk about that post that I made on the YouTube posting about America's head and her tattoo. But I wonder if he got any ideas. Oh, the first floor of the church, is that what you mean? Lurks McGee. That's a funny name. Okay, I'll look for it. So I wonder if that's interesting. This guy right here? Oh, he sure does. Oh, I wondered, does it could it be that the dead can see Ronnie's spirit? Oh, I guess I never stopped to talk and paid attention to this guy. I mean, because if Ronnie's a spirit too, right? She's a ghost. Are they able to see each other? Doesn't that imply that she has come back? Well, she's definitely taking up residence again. So if so, when this person was alive, right? Maybe perhaps when this person was alive, everybody thought that Ronnie was dead. So now that he's dead, Ronnie's come back, taking up residence again as a ghost. Now, maybe that's why he says we have long awaited you, right? So a long time he's been waiting here, and Ronnie's taking up residence again. So he must be aware that Ronnie is a ghost at this point. The ghost must be able to see ghosts. Perhaps he could see her. That Pharaoh said is a. But hold on, what's he say again? Okay, if he could see her, no, but he's talking from the point of view of hearing a legend or a rumor. He's not talking about, oh, I've seen St. Trina. Let's see what it says. I once was told a coffin could convey its passengers upon a gentle thing to the velvet. Yeah, so somebody told him. He didn't see. So, oh to slumber in such a paradise. So he's like believing or having faith in such a thing that he was told. He's longing for this dream that he was told, I guess, or this rumor. And the ghost guy over here, he's talking from a factual statement. You know, he's making factual statements. He's not reciting something that he was told. Most likely he saw or feels Ronnie's presence. Yeah, we have long awaited your return. I pray for your house's swift revival. Yeah. Look at here. Look at that. No statues of America, no Erd tree symbolism, nothing but this statue's here. We find this statue everywhere, and we also find it at the shaded castle. So this statue, now that I've noticed that it's here, this makes me wonder, this is not Erd tree related. This must be some type of other this must have a different meaning because a few nights ago I was talking to that I thought it might be Melania? Right? She's holding the book. There she is over here. Yeah. So over here too. It's the Glowmite Queen. Just get now. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who says the queen has to be an adult? The only thing we know for sure about the Glowmite Queen is that A, she was an Empyrean, and 2, Malekith defeated her. And that's it. Oh, and that she had the rune of death, of destined death. Right. Return is past tense. So yeah, so Ronnie has been back in Karya in spirit form for a while. Well, since after that spirit has died. A connection between the Marius and Karian families? Yes. James? Yes. Could be. Could be. A shared religious or ideology? I mean, yeah. Wait. Millennia soldiers, well... Oh. Well, that's if you believe that Saint Trina was a child. That could be a possibility. Or oh, so after her rebirth, Oh, that's interesting. What could it all mean? What could it all mean? Oh man. My irony is so big though. Was it in today's episode? Because he's in Kaled. Or in today's free episode. Hey, BS. Hey, it's fine. Don't even worry about it, bro. It's all a mystery. We're all trying to figure it out. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy them, man. Oh, I got sidetracked again. Where was I? Dang it. We were talking about Saint Trina. And then trying the statue, Karian statue, Shaded Castle statue. Yeah, man, there's so many statues. Oh, y'all want to see something else that that got me sidetracked. Let's go over here. It was okay. I won't go into the giant eye in the clouds. We'll do that again later. But this, okay, so this little guy or woman, I was looking at this because normally I just run past these, and I was picking these up, and then my camera like had fallen on something like this while I was picking it. I was like, oh look, that's an actual person. And so I was looking at this and I was thinking, wait, is this the person from Bellerot? And then I saw they were holding a book. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Could it be the person in Bellerot, but without the book? And then I started thinking about what books, what book would they be having? What religious books do they have? And then I started going through my list and man, I don't know. I was like all the prayer books, and I was like, they couldn't be Karian scrolls for sorceries and stuff like that because those are scrolls. Sorry. Oop. Oh, chapter 113. It's super good. Oh man. Yeah, no, it's because I'll be at work and I'll sit in the truck at work and listen to it. I'll put it on the speaker and I'll listen to it while I'm doing work and stuff. And then what was it? Name the Singer came out with that other one the other day. It's like it came out with that other one that was like 100, I guess 90 minutes long. Oh man, that took me a while at work to listen to that one. Oh, but this one here. This one also has some fascinating lore. Okay, so cradling the soulless demigod, he is your unwanted child. And so does that mean at when it's not plural, so it's not like children, your unwanted children are in the mausoleums? Is it indicating that this is the soul, the only one that housed the body of one of America's children that was a demigod, and the other ones are children of somebody else? Unless, yeah, cradling the soulless demigod, O America, Queen Eternal, he is your unwanted child. And at first, I had thought at first that it indicated children, unless this was the first mausoleum. Then that person died, and he never realized that the other children died, and they were made into mausoleums, or put into mausoleums. Yeah, we were looking at that earlier, BS. Right. You know what? What if there's I wonder if there's any hint of what. Well, we know it's a him, a male child. I wonder if there's any hint of who this demigod was. If this one's different in any way than the others. Oh, James. James, I think you just touched something, man. I think you just... Wow. Yeah. To keep him from becoming part of the Ur tree, separated him from the earth, so the roots could never get to him. Put him up high on this walking monstrosity, so grave robbers or sympathizers could never extract him and put him in the earth. I think you hit that one. Good job. Lurks McGee, you're correct. I was about to say that. Good job. Okay, well, I mean, bells are used for calling spirits, right? Are they calling the spirits back to this body to be resurrected? Or is it just a bell of mourning? You know, you ring the bells when you mourn. Let's go look in the catacomb. Oh, Ur tree. Wait, I think I can teleport in there. Yeah, I can. All right. Let me get something that has... All right, so we have Deathroot present in this catacomb. Oh, maybe the bells are for that. That is a ooh. So perhaps the ones with the bell and the guards are meant to guard royalty or noble demigods. And then wait a minute. Maybe we're looking at this wrong. Maybe the idea of a demigod, right? Maybe the idea of a demigod isn't actually the title demigod, but of Nox Newman shaman heritage bloodline. It's inbred. Sorry, Ronnie. Uh, well, I mean, yeah, they could all be related somehow. I mean, they could be like 10 times removed, you know, cousins or whatever. I mean, yeah. If there were going to be some heritage there, I wouldn't think a direct bloodline, but definitely, you know, not all Texans are related, right? Well, well, James. I mean, but no, you got to think about it though. You got to think about it though. Renala was the first queen of Caria, so that means that she came from nothing. She could have been a commoner, so she wasn't, you know, she wasn't inbred. So they only had one queen, right? Yeah. A demigod in name, but Newman by heritage. Let's see. Because she has a great rune. No, I don't think so. Because anybody can have a great rune. Anybody can make a great rune, apparently. That doesn't make them demigods. I mean, Fia, Goldmass, and Dungy, they're not demigods, and they both created, all three of them created a great rune. So if anybody tells you that, you bring that up, and then you point them to me if they want to give you grief. Oh, I know you have a great rune, McGee. With a name like that, the Lurker's great rune. Oops, what am I swinging at? Deathroot definitely is present. You know what I've often wondered about is why only Golden Order fundamental spells kill those that live in death completely. Like the Hornsent, not the Hornsent, the spiral spells for the Inquisitor spells or whatever, they don't do it. The Crucible spells don't do it, and they're all based off of faith too and gold. because at first I thought it was because it's golden order, right? I thought, oh, it's the golden magic that would do it, but no, it doesn't. Earth tree spells don't do it either. Just the fundamental spells. So I wonder if, I don't know. So like with this being a McPhayan spell, a Haligtree spell, and it doing the same thing. But oh man, I don't know. Whoops. Maybe I'm missing something there. Oh, you know what? Let's go back and look at that room. The Ashes of War. Yeah. Man, do y'all think it's creepy that Godwin's eyes are in there? Yet that spell won't do it. Hold on. That spell won't kill him completely. So they're not like revenants. Oop. All right, let's see what you. Oh, 1 second. I'll read what you said. Let me kill these guys real quick. Ouch. Oh, jeez. He was really trying to win. All right. The secret right scroll. A Lord will usher in a God's return, and the Lord's soul will require a vessel. 1. It says that God's return. How does that apply to America? That what vessel was used during hers, and was it for Godfrey? Oh, return. Okay, so that is a good question. I've also pondered on that before. Okay, so the secret right scroll is kind of like a recipe, right? Oh man, it's kind of an enigma. Mm. Jackal, I wouldn't believe that she was all three. No, Larker, what you said about see, because I've often thought about that too. You know, what represents, because you need there's three things, three components, and who would be the three for America's components, right? And since I don't believe America was all is Radagon, essentially, I don't think they're the same person or sharing the same body at all. Um, the only thing that makes sense to me with the information that we're presented, the way I see it, is that the secret sacred right scroll, right, or the secret right scroll, is a secret because it's another way to become a god, different from the way America became a god. And sure, we see what some believe to be America at the gates of divinity, but I believe that's Radagon and how he eventually became the god of the age and took over. And perhaps America did go through the gates of divinity, but whoever was she was the vessel, right? Because she's referred to as a vision's vessel by Enya, right? So her body, technically her body is Moog. The spirit, whoever is inside of her, could be somebody else. Well, right. BS, I agree. Well, next is, how did he fuse with the Elden Ring? I believe. Well, if you believe the Elden Ring is the Elden Beast, why can't the Elden Beast just change his mind to inhabit another body? Hmm. James, that's a possibility. Larker, I agree with you. It is a struggle. Jackal, you might be onto something there. I don't know. I, I don't know, y'all. Uh, hmm. To me, there's definitely not enough evidence for me to even come up with something good. No, I didn't say anything, by the way, about any demigod or anything in here. Just a lot of death root. So maybe a demigod godwin. Well, I mean, lurk on your statement there, because at the end of the day, America became a god, but she also had a Lord Godfrey, right? But when did she get Godfrey? She the only reason I asked that is because I don't think Godfrey was in the picture in the beginning. I think only America was, because the Horns don't mention Godfrey at all or anything when they talk about her betraying the people or anything. And that timeline could be off too with that question, but I think Godfrey was a later addition to her goon squad. Okay, he may be. It may be implied because of the culture, right? There are references to his culture there, where his background, his heritage. His people came from this area because of, you know, the bears. But there's I've never seen any mention of the Elden Lord Godfrey. I would have to agree with Jackal on what he just said. And where does it imply this? And how heavily do you have to interpret it that way? I would question that. A talisman in Shadowkeep. Well, there's the axe talisman. Let's see. The roar medallion. Godfrey's icon. That's base game. Oh, the drop of dew. This one right here. A talisman depicting Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, receiving the precious sap. This one? Is it this one? James, I agree with what you just said. I don't think America knew the extent of what she was getting into when she became a god for the greater will, or the Elden Ring. I think in the end, I think because of that, that's why she decided to break the Elden Ring, was to A, free herself, and B, free the people from outer alien influences. Right. Mayo, with what you just said, I agree. Because he looks pretty young in that picture, right? You're talking about Gaius. Let's see. Let's look at. let me look at what you just said, McGee. Let me find Gaius's great room or remembrance. What is that? Is that in key items? No, where is it? Is it in this one? I don't know where all this stuff is. Gotta be this one. Guys. Oh, I guess I don't have his great rune or his remembrance. The pig guy. Yeah, the concept of God in this game is strange. Nexus, yes, I agree. I don't know Japanese enough. Matter of fact, I don't know any Japanese or any meaning. So, James, I'll take your word for it. Jackal, that is a good point. But I would say, did America understand the two fingers when they spoke, or were they the interpreters of Enya just, like Enya just saying things and manipulating America into becoming the vessel and thus getting in prison forever and not knowing what she was getting? Yeah. That's a good point, though. I often forget that America was being guided by the two fingers at one point. But would that also mean that the Glowmine Queen was also being guided by two fingers also then? Interesting. Firos, that's a good question. I would say yes, maybe. Most likely. Yes, he was like an older brother. I think that's in Gaius's remembrance. But being like something doesn't necessarily mean older. Like an older brother, it could be your best friend that's like your older brother, or somebody's unc or whatever. Let's say that Mesmer was, I don't know, could have been younger, but just more mature. Who knows? But I would, for myself, I would believe that he was probably older. But if he was studying along with Gaius and Radon about magic, or gravity magic, or Incelia, then I would assume they were somewhere closely around the same age. What balancer bosses? What? Well, I would have to look into that, Jack. Really? Wait. Are those the new ones for the DLC? McGee, that's probably the best we can do, right? Best thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What if? Okay. What if the seduction and betrayal was actually Radagon fathering children with Marika while he was still married with Renala? And that's why Mesmer and Melania, if you believe Melania, are redheaded, also cursed. And then both of them, one of them was killed, one of them was cast away because they're the bastard children that he doesn't want to claim. You know, now that he's Elden Lord, and oh man, think about it. It would like disgrace his whole like, you know, his whatchamacallit. It would just disgrace him and his children. And you got these bastards hanging around. You got to get rid of them. Pharaoh's, but yeah, but who's to say that he didn't have an extramarital affair with Marika while he was still married to Renala? Yeah. I think the reason, man, the Imperium Grand Dam, I think they changed their name because I think that gave away so much. I just haven't. I don't know what the connection would be yet. I'd have to think about it. There was a reason they changed their name. They hit it. Oh, like that picture? That's why, literally, that's why I have a whiteboard in my office right here. Where it's all about Elden Ring theory. On one side of it, I have, or I did have, before my kids erased it, a hypothetical timeline that I spent hours putting together and then even longer explaining it to my sister, who looked at me like I was nuts, and then she just left. I did take pictures, yeah. But I don't know what happened to those pictures, honestly. They're not on my phone anymore. Strumpet, yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got a chip on her shoulder about America being a hoe. Oh, well, dang. Well, gentlemen and ladies, it's 9. I got work tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll play some more Elden Ring, maybe some Night Ring. For me, that DLC should be out tomorrow. I'm kind of interested to see what the Undertaker is. Let's see. Yeah, so I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, before I leave, let me just say that I'm not sure how much of that DLC I'm going to play. I want to like Night Rain, but it's really not my cup of tea. But oh man, that's why I got to watch other people's lore who play that game a lot more religiously than I do. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, guys. If yeah, so y'all have a good night. Be safe. Good night.